Everyone asks this question at some point in life. If God is good, why does evil exist? Why do innocent people suffer? Why do bad things happen for no reason? Why does the world feel broken, unfair, and sometimes even cruel? Some people lose faith because of this question. Others try to ignore it. And many never find an answer. But what if the reason evil exists is not what you think? What if evil is not just something out there, but something deeper, more complex, and more connected to humanity itself? Today, we're going to explore the real reason evil exists, using the Bible, philosophy, and logic. And by the end of this, you might never see the world the same way again. When people think of evil, they imagine something powerful, like a force, an entity, or a dark presence fighting against good. But one of the most important philosophical ideas ever discovered is this: evil is not a thing. Evil is the absence of something. This idea was developed by philosophers like Augustine and later expanded by thinkers such as Thomas Aquinas. They argued that evil does not exist on its own. It is simply what happens when good is missing. Think about darkness. Darkness is not something you can create. It is what remains when light is removed. Cold is not a substance. It is what happens when heat disappears. In the same way, evil is not something God created. It is what happens when goodness is removed. This aligns with the Bible. In Genesis, when God created the world, everything was described as good. There was no mention of evil as part of creation. Evil appeared later, not as something God made, but as something that entered when humanity chose to move away from Him. God represents truth, love, order, and life. So when something moves away from God, it moves toward disorder, deception, and destruction. That is evil. So the real question is not why did God create evil? The real question is, why does anything move away from good? And that leads us to something deeper, something inside humanity itself. One of the greatest gifts humanity has is also one of the most dangerous: free will. God did not create humans as robots. He gave them the ability to choose, to love, to obey, to create, or to rebel. But here's the problem. If you can choose good, you can also choose evil. This is where evil begins. In Genesis, Adam and Eve were given freedom. They were not forced to obey God. They had a choice. And when they chose to go against God, something changed, not just in them, but in the entire world. Philosophers like Soren Kierkegaard describe this as the anxiety of freedom. The ability to choose creates the possibility of failure. And humanity, from the very beginning, chose independence over obedience. But why would God allow this? Because love cannot exist without choice. If humans were forced to love God, it wouldn't be real love. It would be control. So God allowed freedom, knowing that it could lead to evil. This is the paradox. To create a world with love, God had to allow the possibility of evil. So evil is not proof that God is bad. It is proof that humans are free. Here's something many people don't realize. Evil did not start with humans. Before Adam and Eve, there was already a rebellion in the spiritual realm. The Bible hints at this in passages like Isaiah 14 and Ezekiel 28, describing the fall of a powerful being who became what we now call Satan. This being chose pride, rebellion, and independence from God. So evil existed as a choice before it ever existed in the human world. This is important because it shows that evil is not a human invention. It is a pattern of rebellion against God. Philosophically, this suggests that any being with free will, whether human or spiritual, has the capacity to turn away from good. So evil is not just about actions. It is about direction. Moving toward God equals order, life, truth. Moving away from God equals chaos, death, deception. And once that rebellion entered the world, it spread. Look around. War, sickness, death, corruption, pain. The world doesn't feel the way it should. The Bible explains this clearly. When humanity turned away from God, creation itself was affected. Romans 8 verse 22 says, "All creation groans." This means the world is not functioning at its original design. It's like a system that has been damaged. Philosophers call this cosmic disorder, the idea that the entire system of reality has been disrupted. Evil is not just in people. It is in systems, structures, and even nature. The world is not as it was meant to be. This is the hardest question. Why doesn't God stop evil? The answer is complex. If God removed all evil instantly, He would also remove human freedom. Every bad choice would be stopped before it happens, which means no real choice at all. Also, some good things can only exist in a world where evil is possible. Courage only exists because fear exists. Forgiveness only exists because wrongdoing exists. Justice only exists because injustice exists. Philosophically, this is called the greater good argument, the idea that God allows temporary evil for a greater purpose. But this doesn't mean evil is good. It means God can bring good out of evil. Here is the final truth. Evil is temporary. The Bible does not end with evil winning. It ends with restoration. A new world. No pain. No death. No suffering. Revelation describes a future where evil is completely removed, not ignored, but defeated.